Welcome back to another The Cycle Frontier video, guys, and today is going to be a little bit different than the videos I've been making lately. Lately, I've been making a lot of guides to help you guys enjoy the game more and learn more about the game, but today I feel like we need to talk about one of the problems that is going on in the end game of The Cycle Frontier, because not only me, but a lot of other players have the idea that in the end game, there's a little bit of an identity crisis going on. And I think we need to talk about it because this is definitely something that needs to be addressed with the game moving forward. So let's dive right in. Alright, so right now a lot of people are starting to hit the end game in the Cycle Frontier and are getting access to high-level guns and rare and exotic armor, and the gameplay loop kinda looks like this at that level. You throw on a loadout worth roughly between 400 and 450,000 K marks so that you can go farm the PvE that you need to be able to keep making these armor sets and grab some materials to make the things like the laser drill or the item that you need to enter Crusher Caverns. Basically, the end game right now. You successfully do all of that, you start making your way out of the map, you go into your extract, but on the way there, you are met with someone who engages in what I am going to start calling the dark side meta. This man is running around in full white armor, a B9 trench gun, and a C32 bolt action. And that kit cost him probably roughly around 15k K marks, and that is even assuming that he brought in some green stims, or if he didn't bring in green stims, a couple of grenades to, use that nade spam that we all like so much. In an ideal situation, the person that has spent many hours grinding and unlocking gear should be at a considerable advantage versus this player that could technically have logged in for the very first time. Okay, honestly, they would not have had green stims, but you get the point of what I'm saying here. Just simply based off the gear that they are running, the fight should, let's say, be a 90-10 split in favor of the veteran player with the better gear. This would feel fair to both parties as the veteran has put in a lot of work and deserves to be stronger than the other person, and the other person still had a fair fighting chance, still has a chance of outplaying the other guy and get away with an amazing amount of loot. However, the way that the guns and the armor are balanced right now, that gunfight is nowhere near a roughly 90-10 split. It is a lot closer to a 50-50 coin flip. It's obviously not a 50-50 coin flip, but it is way too close to being a 50-50 coin flip to still feel good for both parties. Obviously, it's going to feel great for the guy running the white armor because he's just coin flipping. He's just buying the cheapest stuff he can get, and he's just coin flipping. He's just looking for someone in better gear. He's throwing himself at him, and a lot of the time, he'll walk away with the gear, and he'll be happy. However, the veteran player that has been putting many hours into the game is only going to get frustrated because they're gonna meet these guys time and time again, and they're far too often going to lose all of their shit just because their gear that they've been grinding for, that they've been working for, simply doesn't really do enough. Everybody's gonna end up frustrated and people are gonna start leaving the game, and that is not what we want. Now, why is this a problem, you ask? Well, this genre of games is built on making progression, unlocking new shiny guns, and being able to step-by-step build up your arsenal to do more intense and rewarding content. Why would you do that in-game content if the only goal is to get the materials to make the gear to be able to do that content? And then if you go into PvP, which is honestly the biggest draw for most people who play games like this, and coin flip versus somebody in starter level gear, that just doesn't make any sense. This is leaving many top-level endgame players very frustrated, as I've seen several of them, having unlocked nearly everything in the game, drop into a map with a B9 trench gun and full whites, as it is the only thing that feels efficient and profitable. And that is, at least in my opinion, the biggest reason why the endgame in the Cycle Frontier is having an identity crisis right now. The biggest reward and motivator for this style of games is always profitability. The player needs to feel like he's progressing his power and his wealth, which is leading him into the next level of activities that can then be even more profitable and therefore more exciting, and this loop has to keep going to keep the game engaging. Right now, however, a lot of players are running into the fact that they have reached the higher levels of profitability only to find that they are not actually that profitable. So they have to go back down to the previous levels, but those simply don't feel as exciting anymore, because let's face it, if you've driven around in a Ferrari for a good while, would you be very excited to going back to your Fiat Multipla? I don't think so, right? Now, this theme has been widely discussed both in comments on YouTube videos, many streamers chat over on Twitch, and also on the Discord of the game, as well as in the focus test group that I am a part of. And while I'm sure Jaeger is picking up on it, I hope that they can come up with a solution to this problem within a reasonable time frame. For the last part of the video, I mainly want to go into a couple of things that I think could help out with the problem at hand right now. Some things that could alleviate the problem that the game is having right now. But before I do that, I want to thank every one of you for watching my videos and subscribing to the channel. The support has been crazy over the last couple of weeks, and we are ever so creeping closer to that 1,000 subscribers that we need to be able to apply to the YouTube Partner Program. So thank you very much, and I am happy to be putting out more content for you guys. Now that's about enough self-promo right there, so let's talk about ways that we can fix this situation going on in the game right now. First off, I think the higher tiers of armor need to be buffed and they need to be stronger while simultaneously also being brought down in cost a little bit. This will make the armor more accessible while also making it a little easier to flip a profit while using it. Alternatively, I think armor could be made available from faction vendors to at least make it more easily attainable. This would then open up the possibility to craft more attachments and use your crafting station without constantly feeling obliged to speed up everything using Aurum or K-marks. Second off, I think the main problem right now in the weapon section is that the trench gun is overpowered for a starter gun. The trench gun needs a bigger spread, lower fall-off damage range, and perhaps a slower rate of fire. Another thing that they could do is lower the amount of pellets that the gun shoots and lower the damage that way. Make this gun weaker and the odds in the coin flip shift more towards the better geared player gun, resulting in a more fair feeling PvP. And lastly, and this is probably the more difficult thing for a developer to be able to do, I think that Jaeger needs to add more things to the end game to make it more rewarding, to make it more appeasing, to make it more interesting to do. Maybe add a cosmetic set that unlocks when people finish the Crusher Caverns 50 times or something like that. Add a gun to each faction that is only buyable after you complete their endgame activity at least once. Maybe have endgame activities drop some kind of token that you can trade in on the station for some kind of benefit. Like, for example, trade this token. You can choose the location where you drop on the map next time, some things like that. I'm just spitballing ideas here, and I would also love for you guys to spitball your ideas in the comments down below, because the more we come up with ideas, hopefully the more things can get into circulation, can get picked up by Jaeger, and hopefully this way we can help the game evolve out of its identity crisis a little bit. That's gonna be it for this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.